Hey there, I'm the MadCatster. I'm glad to see you here. Well, the Ace family has moved, and that's not necessarily the biggest news. The biggest news is that Mr. Shady hasn't been this giddy about making a video in a long time because, boy, the circus that was the preparation of their move has given lots of fodder and material for Mr. Shady to roast the Ace family. So come along with me and let's get into it. Well, Sybil is not feeling good today, but Edith has graciously stepped in, and Edith says, please like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. We appreciate all your support. She doesn't like to be held, as you can see. Yeah, Sybil's not feeling so great. But anyways, I wanted to say first before we get started, thank you everyone who sent donations from the SOS Rescue wish list on Amazon. They are so grateful. And just as they suspected, the animals that they took in from the hurricane, there was plenty of donations for dogs, and they really didn't get very much for cats, so they are really grateful, especially to you people who did send stuff. I'm going to put up a list of the people who had donated, and so thank you to all of these people here. If you sent something and are wanted to be recognized, please let me know. Please send me a copy of whatever the order was, and I will make sure that you get thanked. So let's talk about the Ace family. They've moved, and some of the nonsense and crap that they were saying. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Shady. Well, gentle viewers, welcome. I know I've been away for a while, but I'm glad to be with you here again. And we're going to start off first. Catherine is going to tell us how absolutely hectic it is and how stressful it is. And I'll let her explain to you just why this is such a big stress on her.
So as you can see, I'm glistening. And that's actually sweat. We've been moving for the last 48 hours. It's been very hectic. They say that one of the 3 hardest things as a human to do in a lifetime is actually move, which is very true. I've moved at least 9 times with Austin.
So as you can see, Catherine is complaining about, they've moved so many times. And I just have to say, well, whose fault is it that you've moved this many times? You wouldn't have had to move this many times if you had just gotten your act together in the first place and bought a house you could afford, and you'd have a permanent home and not have to uproot your children so often.
As you can see, it kind of looks like we have nothing done, but we did get all of the shoes, like up there. We got all the shoes in here. Oh, we didn't get that row.
Well, my heavens, Catherine, you almost forgot to pack the crystals on the top shelf. Quick, get a ladder.
The kids have a lot of clothes. We have a lot of clothes, shoes. To be honest with you, a lot of these things have been gifted over the years, so we just have a lot of things. But look at all these bags of just clothes and shoes and things, and it's just a lot of stuff. And then look, yeah. So basically what you do is you make a hole at the top, and you put the clothes in, and voila. I'm sure a lot of you know that trick. It's not even a trick.
So I have a couple of things to say. The first is she's showing us all of these needless clothes that they have, like an overabundance of stuff that you could never possibly wear, and she then realizes what a flex it is and tries to justify it, saying, oh, a lot of these things were gifted over the years. It's like, come on, really? People just send you clothes out of the blue and they have your size and they can afford designer labels that you want, and they're just so generous they just send you clothes. I think that's a grok of what.
So we're moving into a new build. It's a beautiful home. It's also a home that I would love to live in. So we're going to see if this is something that's forever.
They talk about how they're moving into a new build. So, it's not a house that they're buying. That's clear. And it's another rental property. And she's saying, oh, this time we're going to see if maybe this is forever. So it's like, well, what? You're going to try it out before you buy it? Are they even willing to sell it to you? Can you even get a loan to buy it? Can you afford the mortgage payments? And then she shows us how clearly they've fallen on hard times because they can't afford to buy moving boxes or hire movers, from what I could tell. And they've got all their stuff thrown in trash bags. I don't know if that's a metaphor for something or what. Clearly, trash bags is as best as they can do. And so Catherine's getting ready to take out the trash.
It's a lot, but that's everything. And, we are going to recycle the bags when we're done with them, so we're going to keep them.
Thank God they're going to recycle the bags. That was the first thing on my mind. But what about the bags that she poked holes in to put the hangers through? It looks like they're going to have a lifetime of trash bags if they do indeed recycle them and reuse them.
All right, Austin, so tell the Ace family what you've done so far.
My whole damn closet.
Oh, where is it?
Exactly, it's gone.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go see where my stuff are, nicely in bags, ready to go. Move to the next house. Chill. This is Austin's idea here. Just put him in the room so that someone can pick them up and bag them.
So here we have Papa Smurf doing his best to show us how useless he is. And at this point, I kind of feel bad for Catherine because clearly Austin isn't doing his end, and he can't even bring himself to bag up the clothes in the trash bags, and he has to take it all out and lay it on the floor, which is a whole extra step that's totally a waste of time. I get so exasperated with him. I think his blue hair has seeped through his scalp and affected his brain.
You're spending 2 minutes out of your life.
Sale. Going on my Depop. Depop, link in description.
You probably should be for sale because you don't use any of your clothes. You wear the same thing every day.
Aha, now we know where they're making the money to afford to pay their first few months of rent. Austin's gonna sell his crap online.
Where are kids, by the way?
I don't know, Papa Smurf. Maybe the kids are turning the house into a giant bubble bath again. It'd be nice if you actually watched your children.
So when it comes to marriage, you probably will think about getting a divorce or being alone multiple times.
Every day.
Multiple times. But yeah, like I hate the dude, but I love him at the same time.
Oh, Catherine, talk about Freudian slips, and it wasn't even a slip. Telling us how often she thinks about divorce. So I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon, though, because there's something that she hints at that I've already told you what I was suspecting. So wait for that to come up in just a couple of minutes.
Okay, you go, please.
Oh.
Go.
I don't like shit like
Go, please. Come on. It's not a spider.
What is it?
Look, open it.
What the hell is that?
Open it.
What is that? What
It
is
looks
that?
like a...
What is it?
It looks like a rat's like
A molded dinosaur.
So I spared you the whole long ordeal of them pretending like there was something in her sweatshirt, and it ends up being one of the kids' toy dinosaurs. So I think that was just a time filler.
Okay, so first things first, you guys keep asking this question, and the question is, why did you guys move? So I keep seeing that.
I can tell you why they moved. It's because they couldn't afford that $50,000 a month rental bill.
When we first moved into a home, like an actual home, this was in 2017.
You bringing it way back.
Yeah, we got broken into. So our house got broken into. And vlogging is very different than like reality TV. A lot of times in reality TV, you use like a prop house. You have like, you know, a whole production. We just film and edit ourselves and we post.
Okay, a couple of things. First of all, they reference the first house they moved into, which was a rental house. And then they talk about the break-in, the infamous break-in, that we're not going to rehash again, but there's a lot of speculation, and there were even some receipts. People thought that that was all a stunt. And then she has the nerve to say, oh, we film and edit the videos ourselves. Excuse me. I happen to know that Joe, the wannabe director, is the one who does all the filming, and I cannot believe that they edit their own videos. That's just nonsense, and I can't believe she has the nerve to insult people by saying that, you know. And I met their clown of a director at Ace Fest. He was part of the welcoming committee.
And so this can be very dangerous. So we got broken into the first house, second house, we moved into a place really quickly within a week that we got broken into because we just didn't want people to know where we lived. And all the things we went through in our personal life, we decided to build a house, and it wasn't an investment we had planned. It was a big learning lesson. But from that moment on, we also had to move into a place really quickly. And so at the time it was like around the holidays and there was no inventory at all. Like this was like probably the worst time that you can move.
Yes, they built a house. Well, first of all, let's clarify that. They actually took two existing houses and just connected them, so they didn't build a house. Second of all, they had to move into a place really quickly. Well, yes, because you were foreclosed on. If you had paid your damn mortgage, you wouldn't have had to move so quickly, and you wouldn't have had to go and pick something from the inventory that cost you $50,000 a month. So, wah.
So then we moved into our last house. We loved the home. It was a brand new build. No one had ever lived in it. But there were a lot of things that we wanted to change about it, and we just didn't feel like the house was worth what they were asking for.
Yes, people, the reason why they're moving is because, you know, that new build house that they had moved into last year wasn't good enough and needed too many things doing to it. So is she trying to imply like they were going to try to buy it? Because I think, first of all, that's a crock of baloney. And second of all, what does she mean needed a lot of things doing to it? I mean, it was like a brand new house. It had a freaking elevator and a movie theater and a huge guest house and everything. It needed things doing to it. It's like maybe the relationship between them and the landlord got a little hairy at the end. And I've looked on the court website but I don't see any lawsuits yet.
We found a place that we really love. We just love like the neighborhood.
It's very similar style to the last home, very similar layout.
It's a similar style to the house they just moved out of, but they didn't like that house. So why do they like this one better?
There's so much. There's like everything. Like
Yes.
anything you can think of, it's around here. Like we've always wanted a Crispy Creme around and we just found one and we're like, yes.
So now you know the secret. They picked this house because it has a Krispy Kreme near it. That's always the thing I look for when I'm moving.
We're going to be driving Patty, our golf cart, even more. And you guys know we always drive our golf cart. So we have a lot to do and a lot to see on the golf cart.
It's a lot safer. Like we've had like many people say like there hasn't been a break-in in 20 years.
Okay, so first, they're telling us now they're going to drive that golf cart illegally like the last time in their new neighborhood, but more often. So how's that going to work? You know, you're going to let your kids unsafely ride in the golf cart even more? And the second thing is the neighborhood is safer and there hasn't been a break-in in a long time. Well, that one break-in that they've had arguably could have been a fake. And second of all, what? These multi-million-dollar houses they've been living in are what? In the slums? It's like, you know, what do you mean safer? You know, it's like you were living behind walls before. It's not like people were coming up trying to break into your house every day. So I don't know what she means by safer. I mean, what? Did they move to Bel Air?
Like you guys know, we've been through a lot. Like this YouTube experience, this has been a lot on us. Like we've definitely maneuvered and I'm proud of us. Like I feel like we've really handled things so well.
And oh yes, they've handled things so well. You know, we're not going to get into all of the stuff that they promised and didn't deliver on, but they've handled it so well.
We feel like, well, at least I feel like the last home we were at, we did a really good job of like trying to stay as private as we can be. I feel like we've only had like 1 or 2 people show up at our house.
Well, they've only had 1 or 2 people show up at their house, maybe because of their declining popularity. I don't know if that's something to brag about.
I saw someone say, why do YouTubers move so much? And the truthfully is like, when your home is your office, it can be really dangerous, you know, when you have millions of eyes on you and you got, you know, there's a massive platform for anyone, not just us, for anyone. It can be very dangerous. And so that's genuinely the reason why it's like, it's hard.
So the reason why they've moved so often is because it's dangerous to work from home making YouTube videos. Why is it dangerous? They just said they've only had 2 people show up, and the houses they've lived in tend to be gated and everything, and they're not Gabby Hanna, so they're not letting people into the house. So why is it dangerous? I run out of disbelief because the things that they say are just so ridiculous sometimes.
Because before we moved, you guys saw we were back to being consistent.
Yeah, because you stopped training so much.
Right, exactly.
So.
Until we got something else that we can share with you guys.
I feel like a lot of them already know what we're talking about. We're like not even slick. Like, are we slick?
We're saying too much.
So this brings me to what I was hinting at the beginning of the video. I've said a few videos ago that I wondered if Catherine was pregnant, and she looks maybe a little puffy. So are they hinting that Catherine's going to have another baby? If that's what it is, you heard it here first.
Oh yes, don't even lay. So since Austin dyed his hair blue, he's been literally staining everything.
See, guys, it's not that bad, right? Just a little bit of blue.
No, turn it around.
Let me see it. Okay.
Turn it around. Okay, there is an infamous blue pillow that Austin sleeps on every night.
Though.
Okay, people. Mr. Shady's colored his hair quite a few times in his lifetime. Never once have I had it come off on my pillow. What the hell is he using in his hair that it's coming off on the pillow? You know, is it just like temporary crap that he sprayed in his hair? It has to be. If it was permanent dye, it shouldn't be coming off on his pillow. So I don't, you know, maybe they couldn't really afford to go get his hair professionally colored. And so maybe he got a little spray paint and decided he'd give himself the Marge Simpson Papa Smurf look all on a do-it-yourself. So there you have it, folks. The Ace family's move and all of the nonsense. And I didn't show you all of the clips where this is their family-friendly content. And yet, kids, those of you who are Ace family fans who are children should know that this episode was brought to you by the letter F and the letter S, because they use both of those words an awful lot of time for a general audience. So, you know, once again, they're not really making family-friendly content, even though they say they are. Look tomorrow because I'm uploading another video. There's been a development in Catherine's 1212 Gateway lawsuit, and the court has basically given the middle finger to Catherine and her legal team, and I'll explain to you why in tomorrow's video. But thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. Hopefully Sybil will be back tomorrow. I've got to go up right now actually and give her medicine. I almost have to sit on her because she fights me so hard. Thank you so much again to all of you who sent stuff to SOS Rescue for the animals displaced by the hurricane. I really, really appreciate it. And I appreciate all of you who continue to send things to us. And I will have some more people to thank tomorrow. And thank you to our Patreon patrons and our channel members. I really appreciate it. Again, watch because probably next week I'll be doing some Halloween stuff. I'll be out and about giving you some on-location spooky tours, and look for those. But in the meantime, thank you for joining me. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one tomorrow.
Pretty please. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell. I get a treat for every new sub. Thank you.